Grab your boarding passes, Wargamers, because today the crew of the Blackraven is raiding what was supposed to be the derelict Starship Justo. As the Blackraven approached, they discovered that it wasn't so derelict after all. As you recall, in a previous episode, they discovered that this ship has visited the home planet of the Magic Space Baby. There's no Magic Space Baby here. Since they're infiltrating an active ship, they're going to leave him back on the Blackraven while they go in and try to reach this console over here, hack into the jump drive log, and discover the coordinates for the Magic Space Baby's home planet. Unfortunately, old Cranky Perez down here is not happy. He has reclaimed this derelict ship, and he has 5 little buddies who are here to help him protect the last 2 trees from old Earth. Huey, Louie, Wally, Artie, and White Artie, I guess. At any rate, these are the security drones that he is controlling from this console right here. Where do they start? I don't know. Let's find out. We're going to roll a d8 for each of these robots, and they're going to appear on a roll of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's going to be 3, 6, 1, 7, and 3. 1, 3, 3, 6, and 7. And they all have the same profile, so it's going to be 1 here, 2 here in the, what would you call this? The blower room. 1, 3, 3, 6, and 7. Now to add to the confusion, these doors, which way are you facing, Wally? There we go. These doors, a couple of things to be aware of. One, Justo here has a radio link to all 5 of his security drones. Now those security bots all have the same profiles. They're worth 30 points. We are going to be using good old rogue stars here. And they are artificial. You can't drug them. They got nothing worth drugging. They have built-in sonic pistols, which do 2 damage, and they are short range. They are diminutive, which means they're a little slow, and they are -1 when you shoot at them. They also are fast 3, so -1, +3 when they run, so total of +2 inches to their run and their speed. So speedy little devils. They will run into a door, and it will take them 1 action to pass through the door. That action actually represents Justo here opening and closing the door, at least until our tech specialist, the lovely Marion the librarian, approaches the door, makes contact with it, and spends 1 action hacking into the system. It's a toughness number of, well, let's do this. Let's make it an opposed roll, since there's a guy actively trying to prevent her from hacking into it. Once she hacks a door, we're just going to get rid of it. It only slows these guys down. There's one more thing to be aware of. This die right here is a counter. Every time the initiative is taken back by somebody else, this goes down. Once that reaches 0, something interesting happens. The crew, as the infiltrators, are going to take the first activation. One last thing to point out. Because Justo is controlling these robots, we're going to use his veteran status anytime he attempts to react or steal the initiative until he's eliminated. Once he's eliminated, the robots become non-reactive. That's a -2 to react, and they will stop moving. They will only pursue crew members that they can see, pursue an attack. So one more wrinkle to kind of complicate things a little more, and that raises the question of, does our crew go after Justo first, or does it go straight for the kill and straight for the intel and then trying to break out? And fundamentally, they've only got 6 activations to do that. Yeah, they've got some reactions, but with only 6 turns to get all the way over there, hack that system, and get back here, they need a boogie. They need to go as fast as possible. So since there's no real threats on the board just yet, we're going to go ahead and start with Cobalt, who activates on a 5 or higher. And he gets a 10, a 13, and a 3. So Justo does have an opportunity to move a robot. He's going to try, and with a 1, he fails. Which means what would that mean in this case? Now, normally, if we said this robot's going to react, he would be a sitting duck this turn. At least until his activation. So yeah, let's do that. Sitting duck. And Cobalt gets to make 2 actions. So he's going to use his first action to run, and that's a straight line action. I think let's go ahead and send him this way for 4 inches, and then we'll send him another 4 inches up to here where he can kind of take cover behind the corner of the cave wall there. Apparently this ship was hacked out of an asteroid. Next we'll bring up Lieutenant Dane. Lieutenant Dane is a veteran, so he activates on a 7 or higher this first time around. And he gets a 3, 9, and a 14. So we're going to try and bring this arty unit around, and with a 16, Justo is able to do just that. Oh, I'm sorry, Cranky Perez is able to do that. As I said, he is slow, so he can only move 3 inches in a straight line, and that's going to put him, if we move him in a straight line, he's got a choice between moving to, let's move him over here for his reaction, and then he does get 1 activate. We're going to use the white for the activation markers there. This guy now gets to move twice, and Dane has, he's got a couple of flashbangs. We may wind up using those today. I tell you, this rule set is really calibrated for 4 to 6 figures. I think my last video was a little bit slow, but I think that's largely because I was learning the rules, and I just had too many dudes on the board. So he's going to stop right there in the corner. We definitely want to try to bring Marion up. She is going to be key. Now remember, thanks to the injection of the fake vaccine, Poultry Joe actually has a tech level of 1 now. So we roll for her, and she gets a fumble and 2 actions. That means, that fumble means that Cranky Perez can try to react with a +2 on the roll, I believe. So this robot is going to react on a 10 or higher. And with a 1, he does not react. In fact, now he really is a sitting duck. +2 to attack him for his first, but that doesn't really make any difference because I think it's going to be a while before we get over there. She's going to use her 2 actions to move 4 to here, and then another 6 to move up to just behind Cobalt. And I am tracking these actions over on their character sheet. Last but not least, old Poultry Joe. Now remember, he can fly. I've actually nerfed that ability a little bit because it's a natural ability of his. He can only fly 6 inches at a time. And on this particular board, he can only fly in the 2 large caverns. Where the trees are is actually like a greenhouse with large windows that aren't part of the... They're not part of the scenery. Just pretend they're there. It'll be fine. So 6 inches for him. He's going to try to make 3 activations. He activates on 9 or higher. He only gets 1, and with 2 chances, Justo can steal the initiative on... He's not... Yeah, he... Does he want to do that? 9s or higher? He's got 2 chances. 1 in 4 chance. Let's do it. And he gets a 1 and a 7. So... Justo's a sitting duck. It's not going to matter. He doesn't get his action. But old Chicken Joe gets to squawk and fly. Or Poultry Joe. I keep calling him Chicken Joe. Right up to there. Cobalt acts on 7s. We're going to try 3 actions with him. And we're going to get all 3 actions. Fantastic. So we can run him up to here. And then he's going to hug the corner and take a couple of shots at that guy. He has 2 actions with which to do that. He is ambidextrous, which means he can take 2 shots. He's got built-in laser pistols, so he can take 2 shots with 1 action at -1, but he's going to take 2 actions to aim, which I believe means he gets 2 shots, which I guess would be the same as if he used both actions for taking a shot. But, you know, that being the case, let's do that. He's actually going to go ahead and take, with his first action, 2 shots. He gets a 1 and an 11. Oh boy, exciting stuff right out of the gate. Toughness number of 10, -1 for the double shot, -1 for shooting at a little guy. The 11's a miss. The 1 is, on an 18, malfunctioned. His pistol can't work until he finds a tech. Marion, you got to get up there. But he does have 1 more pistol left, so he can take 1 shot with that pistol, and a 2 is going to be nothing at all. And those 2 actions mean it is somebody else's turn. Poultry Joe, he goes on 8. And he gets 2 actions, and now Perez is actually going to go ahead and try to take the initiative. And with a 19, he does. So our counter goes down to 11. Poultry Joe does not get to take his actions. And we clear all of our stress markers. Old Perez, what's he going to do to start out? Well, I think the first thing we got to do is try to move this guy over. Now, they are reactive and everything. They have a toughness number of 8 to start. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and try to bring him around this way to put some pressure on them first, on those dirty invaders. The 7 is going to be a miss. The 11 is going to be a success. So he is going to get 1 action, and he'll use that action to slide right up to this door right here. I think he can make it. That's probably 5 inches. Yep, 5 inches. But Marion is actually going to try to use her reaction. Cobalt is going to use the reaction to shoot at that guy again. With 1 action, he rolls a 9, and that is not going to do it. He needs an 11 to hit. That does give him 1 stress. And then we're going to try to roll for this guy. And on a double 9s, he gets to take 2 actions. So he'll use his first action to run over to here. And he'll use his second action. See within 2 inches? Nope, he's got to come right up to there, just around the corner. Can you see him popping up here? There you go, Huey. And he's going to take a shot at Cobalt. At close range, he gets a +1. All right, so that 1 shot at +1. He's looking for an 11. 17 is going to hit with a result of 6. Means that is a shot to the torso, arm, or leg. We're going to call it leg. We want to slow him down. And with a damage of, roll for that, a 6, it's going to be -5. +5 for Cobalt's armor. No. It's a 6 +2, or -2 for the weapon is a 4. And then we add Cobalt's armor of 3 to get to a total result of 7, which is 1 pin, 1 wound, and serious damage. So Cobalt now has -1 to movement until that pin is healed. And that little bot took 2 actions. So we'll put 2 stress markers down on him. And we'll move on to, we're going to try, we got a couple of robots over here. We're going to start with Wally. And he gets a 3, which means he's not going to act. But Marion can try to run up. And with a 9, toughness number of 8, she doesn't have any modifiers, so she actually can race forward to try and heal her buddy. And she's not going to make it quite there. She's just a little behind him. There's another robot back here that Perez, with a 1. That ain't nothing. So it's a +2 to act. So this time, what do we do here? Interesting. Kind of feel like we better get stuck in with these little robots. I think Cobalt can take them. But he's our hand-to-hand specialist, so we're going to try to activate him, actually. And with an 11, we do. He picks up a stress marker, and he's going to race forward 6 inches. Also, I forgot to mention, if the trick with his flight power is it's powered by his arms. So if Poultry Joe ever takes a wound to the arm, he can't fly anymore. And we're still trying to move forward here with Cranky Perez's drone swarm. We'll go ahead and try to activate this drone over here. That drone is going to activate on 10s. So he gets 2 more actions, and he's going to blaze away here. He gets 1 shot with his sonic pistol with a +1 to the roll. And an 8 is not going to do it. But it is going to give him 2 more actions. So we'll go ahead and try to take 3 actions with this guy. He activates on 9s. And he gets a 2, a 14, and a 6. So the first thing we'll do is try to react with Marion. And on a 10, she can move up. So she is now immediately adjacent to Cobalt. The second thing we're going to do is try to steal that initiative. Ooh. The trick is, if we move the initiative back, this counts down 1. So we may want to go ahead and take 1 more action. I don't think we want to do that, though, because if these guys start blazing away, it's going to get ugly. Let's go ahead and try to steal the initiative. And with a 17, that's definitely going to do it. The bots lose all their stress markers. The crew of the Blackraven still keeps theirs. We're going to have to... I think we want to start with Marion. I think we got to fix Cobalt's leg. And, oh, that leg gets... It lasts until a pin marker is removed, so it might have been a mistake to move her up so quickly. We're going to take 3 actions with Cobalt. He can go on 5s and higher. He gets 2 actions, and Mr. Perez is going to steal a reaction. He's going to bring this... Oh, he's going to move this robot here through the door to bring him up. And then Cobalt gets to take his 2 actions. So he's going to use the first action to rally, and that removes the pin marker from his sheet. And he can move at his normal speed now. He's going to go ahead and light up this robot with his last action. Just 1 single shot. See what we can do. And on a 1, he's... Oh, you know, he needs to... That's right, he's got 1 pistol down. His other pistol rolls a 6 and is out of ammo. So he can't shoot anymore. Which means we have got to have Marion... Come on, you got 2 chances here. Oh, this should be a 10. Marion, you got 2 chances to fix him. And she activates on 10s. She gets 2 actions. The first action is going to be an attempt to fix his malfunctioned weapon. And, oh, I need to check the chart. She is a Tech 3, so that roll of 9 becomes a 12, which means she has repaired his weapon. The second thing she's going to do is do a kind of a heal roll, but he's a robot, so she's got to do Technician, so to repair the damage, she rolls a 7 and gets no dice. No problem. Chicken Joe is on the attack, rolling on 9s. He gets 3 attacks, so he's going to use his first move to run up to this guy, and then he's going to do a power blow. So we're doing a melee attack with his heel spurs. Waka waka. Martial Artist 2 with the bonus action for the attack. Oh, I almost forgot. There's your stress. And there's your stress. So he's got a toughness number of 7. And an 8 is just going to do it. With a success of 1, that's going to be a hit in the torso, and with a damage of 2, minus, here, there you go, see, 2, minus 2, because he has claws, the heel spurs, plus 3 for the armor means he's got a 1, and that means this robot goes out of action. Whoa, that's important. It means you need to roll morale. Little bit wonky here Umpire calls the shots. Justo Perez has to make a morale check. Now, he is steadfast. Here he is. Steadfast 3, 7 or better. 14, he passes. Now, I'm going to give him an extra -1 for every robot he loses. So his next check is only going to be on 8 or better, and so on and so forth. If he ever fails, then he's going to race his robots away and use all of his actions to try to gather them up here to protect him. That's how his morale works. Umpire's choice. Moving back to the action on the other side of the space station. Dane over here is feeling a little left out. He activates on 7s, and I don't want to give Perez too many chances to steal the initiative, but on 7s, man, I gotta try. Fantastic. 3 actions for Dane. Dane is not much for hand-to-hand combat, but he can move 4 inches to here to protect his buddy, and he can take a shot at Huey here. And that shot is going to be with his assault rifle. Marksman of 2, shooting at a small target, gives him and at close range gives him a total bonus of 2, which means he is going to hit on an 8 or better. And a 9 is just going to do it. Let's check for blamage. An 18 is, let's figure out where he shot him first. The result of 1 is torso, and 18 is not great, but it's a pretty powerful weapon, so that lowers that to 13, plus 3 for the armor, becomes a 16, and that's going to be 1 pin. That was the first shot. Second shot is going to be a 12, and with a 12, when he's looking for, what did we say it was? He was looking for 8. Difference of 4 is going to be a hit in the torso or arm. Let's make it the arm. I guess it's his gun arm. Little robot waving a single gun around. So he shoots him in the arm, and he does a total of -5 plus, it's going to be -5 plus 3, so a total of -2 for 0. That is another out of action. Boy, these little guys are fragile, aren't they? Or maybe that's what happens when you roll low on the damage for a change. Justo has to make another morale check, and this time he's only going to be a +2. And a 4 means he loses his morale. What does that mean? It means these last 3 robots are going to retreat. The game's not over yet. The crew, now normally he would get a pin and a stress, but because we're doing more of an infiltration, the crew is going to go ahead and turn activation over. So that means Justo down here is going to start out. The question is, can they get over, hack the system, and get back out the airlock before the counter runs out? So Justo is going to take 3 moves with this robot over here, and with 2 successes, he will be able to move this robot over to here, and then the robot's second move will be 5 inches to right here. And that robot now has a total of 3 stress. With the action that the crew has to try to steal, we're going to lead off with Marion, who activates on a 10. That's good. And so she's going to run 6 inches. And so she's going to run. They're basically just going to sprint along here to try to hack through these 2 doors and then get back in there. In the meantime, Cranky Perez has a couple of more robots to use. He's going to try to pull Wally here. Again, Wally activates on a 10, so Wally gets 1 turn to move here, 1 turn to move here, and then he can move 5 inches to there. And he takes 3 stress for that little maneuver. And then we'll try to move Dewey down here. Huey? No, that's Huey. And Huey gets 2 actions and a fumble, We'll go ahead and move him up to here with his 2 actions. And then that fumble means that Poultry Joe can try to move his 6 inches if he rolls high enough. Marion has 1 stress. And now Joe has 1 stress as well. And he's going to move 6 inches. He's going to try to get a hold of old Marion, get ahead of her so she doesn't get herself in trouble. Narrative-wise, they don't know exactly what's going on. They haven't found any resistance yet. And then we have, who do we move? Let's go ahead and move this robot. 3 times he's going to activate on 10s. And he gets no actions. 0 for 3. How about that? We'll go ahead and move, with one of the actions, we'll move Cobalt up. He fails. With the other action, we'll move Cobalt. He doubly fails. And with the last one, Cobalt finally gets his act together. All you needed was a 7, guy. Jeez. Cobalt can move 6, so he'll move up. And we'll give him 1 stress. Then it's going to be this guy again. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I probably should have tried to steal. We're going to move him twice. And on a 2 and an 8, he's going to fail both. So we'll move... Dane is going to move now, and he'll move up to here. And don't worry about where they're at. You'll see here in just a second. Then we've got 2 more actions with that guy. 2 more failures. Wow. Okay, well, with the 8, Cobalt can actually steal on a 13 minus 8. All he needs is a 5. So Cobalt steals the initiative, and we'll swing things back around to this side. And see, now you can see exactly where they're at. Might have been a little faster to go this way, but who's counting? Stress markers. Everybody's got 1. So it doesn't matter. So we need to get through this door first. We're going to bring... Marion is going to take 3 actions. And she's going to get... I don't think that does it, actually. She's got 1 stress marker, so she needs a 9. All right, so now... Cranky Perez... He can steal the initiative on a 15, on an 11. He's got 2 chances. So the first thing he's going to try to do is move one of his bots. With a 17, he does. So he'll bring his last bot up to the door. Oh, we got to clear some stress markers off these bots, too. And then he's going to try to steal. And with a 14, he does. So the counter goes down to 7. And with only 1 robot with a stress marker, Cranky Joe can bring... I'm missing 1. There we go. So let's roll. Activating on 8s. That's 2 activations. And we'll bring Huey up to the door. And we'll bring Marion 1 action. The 9, she gets it. So she'll move over closer to the door. Now it's a straight shot for her. We're going to move... Okay, so Marion is going to try to hack this door. This is going to be an opposed roll, and she has a +1. She has a tech skill of 3. He's got a tech skill of 2. So she rolls a 14, and he rolls a 4, which means she wins. The door is open. And now anybody can move through there. Basically, they can both open and close at will because of that hack. But it's still Cranky Perez's turn. So he has a robot that has I think he's only moved once, actually. So he activates on a 9, and he's just going to try to get him in the room. Gets 1 action and 1 failure, with a total of 3. Cobalt can steal on a 10, and that's what he's going to try to do. And with an 8, no dice. So this guy can move up 1. And that earns him a stress marker. That'll be his second one. I'm going to put this up here just so I can kind of keep the stress markers a little bit separate. I'm also going to try to lock my camera. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to try to move this guy. He activates on 9s. Give it 3 chances, and he gets 2. So he's going to use 1 to move up and 1 to move in. And that gives him 2 more. And with that failure, I'm just doing that first because I already know that with that failure, we're going to try to race Lieutenant Dane deeper into the caverns. And on a 9, let's see, Dane has 1 stress. So that 9 is going to allow him to move 6 inches. He races to the 4. And then we've got 2 more robots that are not going to get in. So we'll try 1 action with one of the robots. That's a failure. And with a total of 2, 4, 6, 7. So that would be a 9. But Cobalt is on top of things. He's got a +3. So on a 6 or higher. And a 13 means these go away. And the shot clock ticks down to 6. So this is our robot graveyard, by the way. Poultry Joe is the only one that doesn't have any stress. He activates on 7, so we're going to give him 3 chances to get ahead of everybody else. He's going to get 2. We're going to use one of those to try and bring a robot in the room, and a 5 ain't going to do it. So Poultry Joe can now make 2 moves, and he's going to move once to here and once to the door. Actually, he'll stop right there. He's going to wait and stand guard. Then as much as I hate to do it, with a total of 9 stress, it's a good bet. Now, we might as well just keep trying to go. Let's take it a little slower, though. Cobalt only has 1 stress on him. So he still activates on a 6. And that's going to be a free activation. Well, let's see. Reading the rules is always a good idea. That 20 can cancel that failure, meaning Cobalt can take 1 action, which he will, to run 6 inches forward, and Perez does not get a chance to steal the initiative. But Cobalt does still take 1 stress. So he can go ahead and take... Oh man, we need to bring Marion up, don't we? Yeah, we're going to bring Marion up. And a 1 is going to be a spectacular failure. So he's got a +2. He already has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15. Anything but a 1. Wah, wah, wah. Look at that. Mr. Perez, you need to get on the ball here. So we're going to try one more time. And with a natural 20, good old Marion can race 6 inches to here. She's within 1 inch of the door. So if she gets 1 more action, and an 18 will do it, she can actually hack that door on this turn. Here we go. Remember, she's got a +1. So she gets a 13. He gets a 10, and this door is successfully hacked. And at this point, I think it's probably in their best interest to pass the... Well, no. She activates on... We're not going to give it up. We're not giving up the initiative. Marion activates on an 11. So we're going to try it. Oh, she fails. Perez can steal. And a 19 does. So the shot clock goes down to 5. and he's going to pull the robots into the room with him, and that's about all I can do for right now. So that's going to pull back to a 4, and we'll put the robots in there. So he's got 3 robots for when the surprise kicks off, and now we need to think about our actions. So we're going to move him first. Nobody has any stress. And we're going to lead off with Lieutenant Dane, who gets a total of 1, 2, 3. Now, he is a veteran, so he does get a +1 on his reaction. So he gets 3 actions, and he's going to go 1 to there, and he's going to go 2. Well, I guess he's going to go to right there, and there's his 3. Probably a little overkill, but now we've got somebody. Let's get a little bit closer, shall we? All right, that's better. So you can see Perez is holed up there in his bunker, his safe room, his safe house, while the crew is over here trying to get to hack this. And here in the cantina, it's a little bright, but there's a good old Lieutenant Dane. We're going to take 3 actions with the star of the show, the belle of the ball, the lovely and talented Miss Uh-oh. We flubbed one of these, so he gets a +1 to steal, and he actually does. He steals the initiative, so the shot clock kicks down to 3, and all that the Blackraven crew got out of it was pulling 3 stress markers off of Dane. I think Perez knows what's about to happen. Again, with Marion, she gets 2 actions. He's going to try to steal the initiative back. And 14 is not going to do it. So she gets 2 actions. 1 to move to here and 1 to move to here. And now she's going to spend 1 action to try to hack into the memory banks of the Starship Justo. This is going to be a toughness number of 10. Remember, she's Tech 3. And on a 5, she fails. All right. That is an action. So she takes 2 stress. And her boss is right outside the room yelling, "Come on, lady. Come on. Let's get on it." These are supposed to be power cores, by the way. That's like the power plant of the room. We've got to have a total of 4 stress markers on the crew of the Blackraven. So let's go ahead and bring Cobalt into the room. And he's going to get 1 action, but Perez is going to get a shot to steal. He steals on a 12, and on a 19, the shot clock goes down. And he says, I'm good. Why don't you guys go ahead? This is their last activation. Without any stress, Marion is going to take 3 actions. And she gets all 3. So her first one is going to be hacking the system. I'm going to put my 3 stress markers on her character sheet. So Marion goes 3 times, and she tries to hack, and she gets an 11, which is going to do it. So she now has the coordinates. She's found Chalt, which is the name of the planet the Magic Space Baby's from. And she gets to take 2 more actions. So she's going to go boop, 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 and then she's going to run down here. Boop, 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 boop. Basically, that's about as far as she can move. Well, I could probably measure that first one. The first one is going to be a walk to there, and then 6 inches in a straight line will take her, pretty close, right down to there. We are hustling now, because this is the last activation before the big surprise hits. And now we got to try to get Lieutenant Dane out of there. He's going to make 3 actions, acting on 8s. He fails once. Let's see if Justo can prevent him. And with a 15, he needs a 12 to steal. He steals. Bing, bing, bing. Time's up. Wait a minute. What's that over there? Let's get a closer look, shall we? Oh, not this guy. That's right, it's everybody's favorite Agent Spliff has tracked him down. Do you remember how after our last mission, the crew of the Blackraven got injected with tracking devices under the auspices of a vaccine for a disease that doesn't even exist? Yeah, he used that to track down the crew, and now he's here to stop them from stealing the coordinates to the Magic Space Baby's home planet, which effectively makes him a reinforcement for these guys who are now free to run wild. And they don't have far to run because they can cut off the crew at the pass. All that goofing around at the end there is really going to hurt them. That's going to wait for our next episode, The Escape from the Starship Justo. Until then, I'm praying for you.